What's up guys, Josh here again, and today we have a new remade video on how to survive bears. Today we're going to show you all the tips and tricks that we know of on how to survive and kill bears here in Icarus, first cohort. Without further ado, let's get into it, shall we? So the first thing we're going to talk about today is bears and how to avoid them, and how to detect if a bear's nearby. As you hear, that is an audio cue for a bear. That means a bear is in your general vicinity. Bears will let out audio cues whenever you're close to them, as well as other animals as well, like buffalo and wolves and whatnot. One of the best ways to prevent you from dying to bears is stealthing by or behind bears. You can actually stealth behind bears and go around them, or you can go behind them. As long as the bear doesn't see you, it will not aggro you. So next we're going to talk about bear traps. Bear traps are structures that we can use to help us kill bears. We're going to go ahead and show you how to build all three of these traps and how to use them. The first trap we'll show you is a 1x1 structure. It is 2 floors and 4 door frames. And this is probably one of my favorite structures to use for melee. You could use it with spears or with a knife. But the concept of this is to aggro the bear to the structure, or build the structure while the bear is coming at you, and attack them. And you can attack them from all 4 sides. So all you have to do is place down the wooden floor, hold R on the wood wall and change it to a door frame, and then place 4 door frames. You don't have to put a ceiling on, but sometimes I've noticed that bears will try to jump the walls, especially if you're on an incline. But that's to each their own. But that's how you craft the 1x1 trap. Our next trap is a overhang, or a high seat. And this trap, it will allow you to completely be invulnerable from bear attacks and attack a bear with a ranged weapon. What you will do is you'll aggro the bear, pull up the ramp by hitting Y, and attack and kill the bear from a safe distance. With this design, you will not die and you will not take damage. As you can see with this little wolf here, they cannot attack you. They will continue to be aggroed on you and just stand underneath this open frame. That open frame is called a wood floor trapdoor, or a trapdoor for short. This trap is a pretty good trap if you do not aggro the bear before you try to attack it. To build this trap, you will place 1 pillar in the ground, 1 on top of it, a regular wood floor, and then hold R and select trapdoor after you unlock the blueprint, and put a trapdoor down. Then you'll put a ramp on it to get up there. The last trap we'll mention is 4 to 6 door frames. This trap can be placed quite easily and while a bear is charging. What you'll do is you'll place a door frame in the ground like so. If you cannot see this snap point like so, or it starts doing something like this, just hit end, E-N-D. This will reset the way you could place door frames. So place you a door frame, 1 on top of it, and at least 1 to the left and the right of that one. You can also extend it out 1 more both ways as well, for extra security. The concept of this build is that you can go on level ground in the middle here back and forth. If not, if you are on a hill or somewhere else, you can go in and out of these door frames and avoid the bear. Once the bear gets stuck in a door frame, you can attack it. This is a good method again for melee. But range could use this and kite the bear whenever he goes around the side of the trap. So now we're going to show you all these traps and more in action. So the first trap I'll show you today is the 1x1. So we've built the 1x1. Now we're going to just sit here and stab the bear in the face through the door frame. With this method, if you are having an issue with killing the bear before it gets to the door frame, you can always stop and repair the door frame. And of course, repair the door frame, pick it back up, and move on to your next bear. So now we're going to demonstrate the overhang. So what you'll do is you'll find your bear. We see ours right there between those two trees. There he is. You will pick up your ramp and you'll set underneath this little trap hole. And essentially what you'll do is just sit here and shoot the bear. As you can see, the bear will not attack you and will not attack the structure. Sometimes you can actually move the bear in the position you want. Otherwise, just shoot the bear the best you can until it dies. And as you've seen, the bear didn't touch us or the structure, and we killed the bear. Just remember to pull your ramp up, that way the bear can't come up the ramp and attack you. And next we'll show you the door frame method. So basically what you'll do is you'll kite the bear in between these door frames until he starts attacking you. Then you'll just stab him in the face like this. If you need to, like I said, you can add an extra door on each side. That will keep the bear further away from you, and you'll be a little bit safer if you do so. The next way to kill a bear is to Matador or bear joust him. You could shoot a bear, aggro them, then move left or right and go slightly past the bear and turn around. This is bear jousting or Matador method. Once you get used to that, then you can add attacks with it as well. You can Matador with a knife, a spear, or the bow. This will let you kill bears quite easily with bows, spears, or knives. As you can see, a headshot with a spear kills a bear usually. That's another way to kill a bear. Just throw the spear to his head. That's another bear. Yeah, come on, boy. So, next we're going to show you how to kill bears in deep water. So what you're going to do is you're going to get close to the bear, and once he gets close to you, you're just going to keep going back and stabbing him in the face with a knife, like so. You just keep backpedaling or hitting the back key and hitting him with a knife or spear. This is probably one of the easiest methods to do, but you're not always near water, so there is that issue. But it's very effective. Next up, we're going to talk about everybody's favorite enemy in Icarus, the polar bear. First, we're going to demonstrate the Matador method on the polar bear. It's about the exact same method, with a little bit of an update. When you do the Matador method on the polar bear, you want to kind of go out a little bit, like that. If you go straight by the polar bear, sometimes he will swipe you still. So you want to go out a little bit, but past him. And watch the way he turns. Sometimes he will stop and turn your way pretty quick. And then you just add the bow shots to it. See, that is an example of me being too close, not far out enough to avoid that swipe. And that's the polar bear Matador. Like I said, just try to stay as far away from the polar bear as you can when you're passing it. Next, we're going to try to recreate the 1x1. It is a stone version. I would highly suggest stone when you're going up against polar bears and nothing else. Wood is way too weak, and stone actually is, well, it's a lot weaker than the first few times we've made this video, so. But we're going to show you anyway that you still can do this method. Aggro the polar bear. You want to stay back as far as you can be when he starts attacking the structure. Because he does have a pretty nasty swipe. Okay, and then we've killed the polar bear. And so the next method we're going to show for polar bears is the overhang or the high seat. Yeah, come on, polar bear. I'm not quite sure what he's doing, to be honest. Seems suspect.
It's a trap!
Okay. Ooh. With the overhang version, you can just sit there and shoot the polar bear without it attacking you or hurting you or your feelings. And sometimes if you get down low enough, you may be able to hit the polar bear right here like this with your spear. You can get your arrows back when you shoot them too. Like that. Oops. And there's one dead polar bear with the overhang. The next method we're going to demonstrate is this. The multiple door frames, but in stone. Now this I do not suggest, but this is a method that you can use to kill the polar bear. It's just a little more dicier. Especially if you don't have that middle door frame right there leveled. And once he gets stuck in that door frame, just hit him in the head like this. And there you go. Another method you could use is kite a polar bear back to a cave and kill him from there. So you'll kite the polar bear back to the cave and wait for him to get up front so you can stab him. And then just kill the polar bear in the cave entrance. Quite simple. You can make a ramp like so, drag a polar bear to that ramp, turn around, you jump back, and let him kind of fall off the cliff. So the final method I'll mention is kind of throwing polar bears off a cliff. And of course, the last one, the cave one, and this one as well, can both be used on brown bears as well. So we're going to drag the polar bear back. And what we're going to do is we're going to try to go past the polar bear and set him up for a fall. Uh-oh. Oh, that was bad. Oh, you freaking dick. I don't know how it happened just now, but... You get the idea? I don't know what happened just now. To be precise. As you can see, the polar bear is now dead from falling. Not quite sure how I'm not. Okay, but anyway, so basically kill your polar bear after you kite him. I would make this too wide. For sure. Make this too wide. That way you can go around the polar bear. But the ideal is basically throw your polar bear off of the ledge and it will die. And that's it for this time, guys. Don't forget, if you like what you see, to like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Ring that bell, let you know when we have new Icarus videos, and hopefully we'll see you next time. And have a bearable day!